once you get the hang of working with resin, it does take a wee bit of getting used to in the beginning. That's one of my little dry flowers. Get this hanging there, but because it came attached. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I've picked up some new subscribers who have joined my wee cosy corner of the internet here, so thanks for joining, and it's really nice to have you, and welcome back to all my usual current subscribers. I hope you're still enjoying my vlogs. I'm trying to do them a wee bit more often now, just filming when I'm making things, because I always forget. Just try to pick up the camera and well, it's my phone. Try to remember to film it on my phone. Because I do everything on my phone, I run my Etsy store and my Shopify and all my social media. I seem to be never off it, so I think that's why I often forget to film things as well. I think I really need to get a camera. I just think it will make me more consistent with my vlogs and my videoing if I had a camera, just to record more, just because I do so much with my phone. But anyway, that was a lot of information there. So my name's Angela, I think I said it, and I live in the west coast of Scotland, and I do a lot of crafting. I make crafting videos of me resin pouring, designing. It's resin home decor and accessories like keychains and bag charms and little like pocket hugs, worry hugs, things like that. A lot of little things, a lot of bigger things, like also vases. I make clocks, trinket boxes, jewellery boxes, tea light holders, and I make a lot of smaller things as well, as I was saying, like keychains. I also make whimsy art paintings as well. I don't do a lot of filming of me actually sketching them out. I kind of do like process videos. So I think I need to actually start doing a bit more of the actual like sketching and a bit more of the painting. I need to put them a bit more, but because most of my vlogs seem to be about my resin making. But it's quite equal what I do, because I sell both on my Etsy shop and also my Shopify. So I'm basically a multimedia artist in resin and also acrylic painting on wood. So I make wood slices with them, little whimsical themed. I think that sun's really bright, so I'm just going to shut the curtain a wee bit. Make a short video making your first project. I start with something really simple, and it's something that's really useful as well. So it's like a keychain. In fact, I think you can see at the back of me, I've got my keychain stand over here. I've got lots of different keychains there. I've got some in front of me which I'll show you some examples. So we've got all different you can design it any way you want, but we'll do something simple today. I think we'll just start off with maybe just a solid colour, and we'll maybe do a couple with a little, I don't know yet, maybe one with confetti in it, one a solid colour, and we'll maybe do two, like one a two-tone colour, like this one here. So we have, I've got a few different designs here just to show you, and so I'll break it down in the video what you use. It'll be depending on your resin, whether it's 1:1 ratio, sometimes it's a 2:3 ratio. So that's like a two-tone one. That's the front and that's the back. So it'll just depend on your resin, and I'll show you how you would mix it, and we'll pour it into and how you prepare your mould as well. So there's some different ones. That's a kind of more blended one. That one's more half and half, whereas that one's like blended in, and that's just a different way of doing it. And this one's got pastel confetti and it's clear. There's another one, it's just solid colour, but it's got some nice little, so you can actually, you can see you can make some really nice ones, and once you get the hang of working with resin, it does take a wee bit of getting used to in the beginning. That's one of my little dry flowers. It really does take getting used to, and you'll have a lot of fails, but that's how you learn. And yep, I've got a massive, well not massive, but I've got a box of my failed resin, whatever, keychains, whatever it is I've been working on that hasn't worked out. So not everything's going to work out, but that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. That's the back of it, is it? It just means you're learning, and you don't learn unless you're making mistakes. So that's just a wee different examples of the different keychains you can make. So we'll do flowers in another one because these are done in 2 layers, so I would probably just do that in one itself, because the flowers, and if you're doing things with like solid objects, you probably be better doing it in 2 layers. Well, I would anyway. Okay, so I've switched over to the mats where I'm going to be mixing up the resin, and I've got 3 little lighter moulds here. So we're not going for a big amount, we're just going to keep it simple. We'll do one of them two-tone, we'll do one a solid colour, and we'll do one just like blended, 2 colours blended, so you can see the difference and how we would do that. We've just got 2 little pocket hug teddies as well, so we've got 5 little things here on the go, right? So we'll just start it off simple. First thing we need to do is clean our moulds. You can use a baby wipe, or you can use this. I don't see any baby wipes, so I'm just going to use this. I prefer to use a bit of masking tape, because sometimes with the baby wipes you can get a wee bit of residue and left over, and I don't know if that would interfere with your mica powder or not. It's never happened to me, but that's because I usually, once I wipe them out with a baby wipe, I just give them a wee shake just in case there's any moisture left in it. So all I'm doing is just going in the inside of my mould and using the sticky bit of the masking tape to get out any little leftover bits of resin. So I'll probably just speed this up because this is just kind of slow, although I don't have that many to do. So, and I keep trying to remember to speak up because I don't have my mic. I'm really going to have to get another one. It's ridiculous how often I lose it. I actually think it's in my jacket pocket in the car, and Alan's away to his work. So right, so they all look quite clean. And another thing I also do is I'll spray them with a little alcohol spray. It's rubbing alcohol, 99.9%. In fact, I'll show you. Wait, I've got it here. I think I said it wrong in my last video. So it's isopropyl rubbing alcohol, and it's 99.9%. So that's the one you use. I use that for, this is the one that can help, you can spray your things afterwards with alcohol spray, or I use it to spray my moulds before, just to like lubricate them to help prevent any bubbles. I tend to use my heat gun for popping any bubbles rather than using this on top. And you can't use both. You can't put this on and then apply a heat gun once your project's finished to pop any bubbles at the top, because you're not supposed to have heat anywhere near the alcohol. So that's like fire risk, danger, quite dangerous. And all this, when you're working with resin, I'm going to put mine on in a wee minute once I start mixing up the resins, because I'm speaking just now, I haven't put it on. You wear your ventilator mask. Not everybody does wear the mask if you work in a well ventilated area, and it depends on your resin. Some of it, only some resins are toxic. A lot of them that are made non-toxic now. I'm pretty sure mine is non-toxic as well that I use, although I tend to jump about whatever's on the sale. However, I do still wear my mask just to take extra precautions, and you wear your gloves as well to protect your hands. So yep, and I always have my window open, but I've got it closed now because I'm speaking and I don't want it to pick up all the outside noises because I don't have my mic on. So what I'll do, I'll just spray this just now while I'm speaking to you. A wee spray, just a wee one, and then you can just, usually I've got a glove on for this, to be fair. I've not got my gloves on yet. Just give it a wee rub, or you can use a little brush or something. Right, let's decide on our colours, and then I'm going to mix up the resin. I will show you me doing that, but I'll just do some some music, not voiceover. I might do a voiceover. Actually, I will do a voiceover to explain what I'm doing. But before I even begin to think about mixing up the resin, that's the very last stage. The first stage, and the most important bit, is just to get everything ready to go. Because once you mix your resin up, that's pretty much you. You've not got time, a lot of time, to be making, like, sorting your moulds and deciding what colour. So I'm doing all that just now. So I did say in my last vlog I needed some more summery colours. So I think I'll do one orange, I'll do one green, and we'll do one orange and green. That might be quite nice. And what did I say I was going to do with the other one? So we'll do one orange, we'll do one green, no, we'll do one orange. Right, there's all my little glitters here, so my mica powders. So I'm having a little look for my glitters. I think they're in here. Got little stars. I've got some little bottles, and then I've also got them in here. These are quite nice ones. Oh, in fact, I don't have much of these ones left, but I seem to have quite a lot of this one. Nice ones as well. But I think I'm actually just going to go for some out one of the little bottles. So let's see. We've got kind of red, orange and white iridescent stars. We've got purple ones. I think we'll just go for something nice and summery still. We've got little blue stars. Have we got a green? Let's see. What's this one? Oh, that's silver. Red, pink, yellow. Oh, right, we've got some green. That should be enough for one later, surely. And I don't know what I'm doing with the teddies. I'll maybe get another colour out for the teddies. I'll maybe do a wee mix of the yellow and green. So let's decide. We're going to do one letter with these little confetti flakes. We've got yellow and we've got green. So I think we'll do that for letter B. I think letter S we'll do. In fact, I need another letter, don't I, if I'm going to do a solid colour. Right, we don't need any. Let's see what we got. Let's go for an E. Right, let me clean that one. Right, so we'll do one, a solid colour. So we're going to do M, green. We're going to do B, that's a confetti. We're going to do S, half and half. Half orange and half green. And we're going to do E, blended with the two colours. So that's going to be blended, mixed together, kind of. This is going to be, so it looks more half and half. And I'll show you how you do that. And we'll do our B and our A. Right, so this is what I mean about the planning stage. You've got to have everything clear in your head. Go well for S. So we'll leave the green over there. Let's just make that one. We'll make it pink and orange. That might be nicer. And then we can do that one pink and green maybe. Right, we'll decide. We'll decide. That's just a small decision. So once I mix the resin up, I will make the little colours in. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say these are your mica powders which you use for your colouring. You can use them in powder or you can use them in liquid form. I also have colours in liquid form as well. Sometimes you can use both at the same time if you want it to be more opaque, which I might actually just use both at the same time. You don't have to do that though, that might just be confusing you a little bit. I'll do it with one of them so you see the difference, right? So I'll add a little bit of liquid and I'll put the mica powder in the letter M, and you'll see that it looks opaque, you can't see through it. Okay, and I won't use it with these two, and you'll see these ones will look more translucent compared to this one, because once you add the liquid to the mica powder, you'll add a little tiny bit you need. It looks more opaque, so it looks really solid. And this one's just going to be clear with the confetti glitter. So let's get to work. I'm going to put my mask on now, and I'm going to mix up the resin. So I'll probably pop these over to the other side here where I mix my resin, and I will come back in the end, or I might just, in fact, I'll speak to you again in a minute. I'm going to be doing the voiceover. Hi guys, so it's voiceover Angela here, and you can see me. I am just wiping out my little 100ml beaker, which I'll be using to mix up 40 mils of resin. So we'll be going for 20 of A and 20 of B. And I buy my resin in big 1 gallon bottles. It just is it's a lot more economical than buying smaller bottles. These last for ages. I don't use scales or anything, I just use 1:1 ratio, and it's volume how I measure. So it's my 20 mils. I'll just give the lid a wee wipe round it, round the top so it doesn't get all sticky. And then I'm adding my 20 mils of the hardener, which is part B. So your first part is the resin and the second part is the hardener. And mix it for 3 minutes, obviously a lot slower than this, without putting your little lollipop stick, which I use for mixing all my resins, even when I'm making it and when I'm making the colours. So once your resin turns from cloudy to clear and it's been roughly about 3 minutes, you know that and it should be ready. And just let it settle for a few minutes, do the little air bubbles pop. But this resin I'm using actually seems to be really good. I don't seem to have any bubbles left in the mixture at all once I've mixed it. I'll put the brand on the screen for you. And that was from Amazon, I bought it. And it's absolutely brilliant so far. Like, I think this is the first time I've used it. It must have been the sale on Amazon, which I tend to get all my resins. Wait till they're in a sale. We've got a good bit off it because they are really quite expensive. Yep, so that's the resin mixed now. So here I'm setting out my little beakers, which I'm going to use to divide up my resin. And I'll add the mica powders directly to the little beakers, because I don't need any large, like 100. I usually use 100ml cups, but in this case I just need the little beakers because I'm working with a very small amount of resin, 40 mils. I usually work with 400 mils at a time, so it does feel a bit weird using these little ones, and I'll be using these to mix up my colours. So I think the colours, I changed my mind halfway through, which you'll see, about what colours I was going to use for each letter, but it's pretty straightforward to follow. I'll just give my gloves a wee wipe, because my hands get, even just using it for a short time, your gloves get extremely sticky. It actually looks as if I'm not wearing gloves at some points here, but they're clear. So I think I'm mixing up what am I doing first? Yellow? Right, okay, it's yellow. I thought it was green I was doing first, so. Oh, right, okay. So this one is the transparent one. I used 2 different colours of confetti glitter. So this is going to be for later, and I'm using a little bit of just sparkly confetti as well. So this is for the letter B, and I've got a nice little sparkly mixture going on there. And then I'm just letting that sit for a few minutes to get rid of any bubbles. When you're mixing up your colours, you can get some bubbles, so it's usually good to leave them for a few minutes after it. So this one I'm going to make an opaque colour. If I just used the mica powder, it would be more transparent. However, if you add your liquid colourant, resin colourant, it makes it opaque. You could just use one or the other depending on what you're wanting, but I just want to show you the difference between just using mica powder, which I'm going to do for the other ones, and I think it's the letter M I do green. So this is me mixing up the orange, because I'm going to do two-tone colours for S and E. I think I was going to make, I can't remember now what I said. I was going to do the two-tone colours, green, orange, but I changed my mind and I was going to make it kind of pink. I thought I'd picked up pink. It's actually rose red and orange. I'm adding some glitter, confetti glitter to the orange. And I don't think I added any confetti glitter to the green, just so I could show how the difference between the two different types of letters, just to see the different effect without the glitter as well, because it's got a nice iridescent glow to it without the glitter as well. So that's my little mixtures made. For the two-tone ones, I will have to let the colours sit a while to thicken up, but this one is just a blended one, so I don't mind if the colours run into each other here. I pour them both at the same time and I'm just mixing them up in equal measures. But this one isn't a clear half and half. So I'm making the letter M now, and that's just solid M, solid colour, sorry. So all the little bottles of powder you see, they are the mica powders, which you make your colours with when mixing with your resin. And I use little wooden lollipop sticks to mix my resin colours, and I have little spoons, little plastic spoons to use for glitter, or just to take the resin out as well, of the mica powder bottles, sorry. Not to take the resin out, to take the powder out of the bottles. So I'm putting a little layer of the clear confetti glitter on at the bottom of the teddy moulds, just to see how they're going to look, and I put a solid layer on the back. I could have just put pink in or orange, but I like to see something a wee bit different, make it a wee bit more sparkly or fancier. I'm always trying new things, and that's the key thing, just to have fun when you're doing resin. Like, don't be serious about it, too serious. Have a bit of fun, experiment, and sometimes the results you get really surprise you, and they can be really quite unexpected and amazing. So experiment, have fun. You will get fails, but that's how you get better as well. So, and I actually spilled a wee bit when I was lifting that up there, so I'm just putting a wee bit back. I was just trying to get you a better look. So I think what we're doing now, I'm adding the pink on. So that's a solid layer. So it'll be actually interesting to see how these little bears turn out. They're upside down, so they'll have the transparent layer at the front of them. What you're seeing is the back. So I'm not sure what I use this pink for now. Oh, I'm making another teddy beside it. I can see I brought one over just to use up the mixture. So the orange and green are sitting at the side just now. I'm wanting them to thicken up. Yeah, so I must have went for orange and green for the solid blend. So just to speed the process up a bit, I'm applying a heat gun to the colours, which will, even in this hot little room, it'll make them get even warmer quicker. which will thicken them up and make them less likely to run into each other in the mould. So, and I'm just giving the other letters a little blast as well. I don't actually even see any air bubbles on them, but sometimes they can just come to the surface after you've already poured. It sometimes takes them a little while to work their way up. So I'm just checking the viscosity, the thickness of the resin mixtures here, and I'm going for it. They're thickened up. So the little trick seems to have worked. And the fact that it's a really warm day again, hence the light peeking through the curtains, which I had to shut because the sun was blinding me. It comes right into the room in the early part of the day, and I was making these in the morning. Yeah, it was the morning. So you can see, I don't know if you can see how slowly and thickly the resin is going into the mould. I'm obviously doing it quite slowly as well, and being careful not to drip colours on either side. I think it's the way I'm holding these cups, I find it quite awkward. Oh no, maybe not, maybe just to put them down. So that was the S. It was a wee bit tricky holding them, mind you. They've got a little spout, and I think at first I had the spout facing the wrong way. So it was coming over the side and it was going everywhere, making a bit of a mess. So I actually have plenty of mixture left over. And I think I decided to do a few more letters off camera. They might just appear. I'm bringing them over actually. Yep, so I'm just going to use up the rest of the resin. And yeah, I actually did these. I didn't do them off camera. I cleaned them off camera, that's right. So I'm just spraying some alcohol rub on them and just giving them a little bit of lubricant. And we're going to add these colours again. And these are all looking nice and summery, nice summer colours. And we're going for half and half again. And the mixture's getting really thick now. It's getting hard to pour already. Considering I would say this is maybe about just 10 minutes. Maybe not even 10 minutes. So we're going for a wee half and half look. So obviously, so these don't go to waste because it's not an order for anyone. I will take these to my markets with me, and the letters always do really well at the annual markets. It's usually local markets I attend. One's in an exhibition centre in Ayr, at the Curtis Ark, and the other one is sometimes at the Green Exchange in Ayr. And I also do a lot of Christmas ones at the high schools. So I'm just getting everything I can out of my little beakers. I like to use up every last piece of resin I can, so there's none of it wasted. I hate wasting resin just because of the price of it. So I think I've eaten everything I can out of that beaker there. Still trying to get more. A wee tip I do, a wee trick I do. I use the beaker to scrape the last bit off the getting in with the heat gun and giving them all a little blast. And I put my cover on to prevent anything dust or hair getting into them. Morning guys, so she has found her mic, so I don't need to shout in this video, thank goodness. So it's the next morning. I need to be really quick this morning because my son's due in about 10 minutes from his night shift, and his bedroom is directly through that wall, so my big booming voice will not go down too well. So I'll just whiz through it this morning. because it was a really sunny day yesterday, I'm pretty sure the letters are pretty cured by now. They've had a lot of sun on them yesterday and it's been really warm. We're still in the middle of a heat wave. In fact, I think that's him in just now. So I better just hurry up. So what we'll do is we'll jump on here and we'll demould we'll jump over, sorry, to the mat, and we'll demould these. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I think they'll turned out pretty well. And if they're hard enough, what I'll do is I'll drill, I'll continue the process. I'll show you the whole process of making the keychain. Today I will drill maybe a couple of them just so you can see. I might not have time to do them all because I'm looking after my grandkids later. They're coming over about 1:30. And I've obviously got like some things I need to do in the morning, like housework and stuff. So I will definitely show you making a couple of them. I use my little Dremel drill, a little handheld one, and I've got all the little like eye pins and obviously keychains and stuff. So I'll show you how you can make it the actual keychain once you've got your resin later. So we'll just jump over and get started. We've not got long. I have switched the ring light off because when I put it on there's an awful glare, and I think that was the case yesterday as well. I'll just show you. So yeah, there's a bit of a glare on things, so that's actually not finished. Let's just so I don't think we'll use the ring light today. It's really sunny through the window. I think that looks okay. That's more natural anyway, just so we can see better. So we're going to get these demoulded. I'm still trying to get the hang of this ring light. I don't know, I feel as if it's always lopsided, but anyway. Let's put on this, and then we can get the keychain made. So we'll just leave the wee teddies to last and save our just little extras to use up the mould. Okay, so we'll go for let's go for the confetti one first. Let's just check. Yeah, they're solid. Just testing before I actually take them out. Yep, so with a mixture of the hot temperature and the sun shining in, it's definitely cured them. So this is the back of it. So, and the front is going to be revealed and at the other side. But we're really hoping we don't have any air bubbles or holes. And we're looking good, I think. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. Well, that's nice. So there's your transparent one, if you like that, and you could use anything. You can use stars, you can use hearts, you can use glitter. That's really cute. So I think that could go nice with either gold or silver chain. So that's one done. Right, so this was a solid one. So I used the liquid resin and also the mica powder resin colouring. So we'll see how this turns out. This was to make this look a solid rather than like not transparent, but more kind of blended down. That's actually turned out really nice as well. So you can see that's really solid looking. You can't see through it at all. And this one's without glitter as well. So although I think a little bit sneaked in there, it's a wee tiny bit, which is fine. So these are just going to be added to my stash of keychains. Anyway, so right, so let's go. Let's see the difference then from the one. Let's see if there's much of a difference. Let's go for the one that is blended with two colours. Letter E, and these ones were done with glitter. To be fair, actually, yeah, you can actually see it's a bit more see-through, so it's actually turned out really nice as well. Just when you hold it up to the light, you can't really see it here, but it is a bit more transparent. Maybe because I've got two colours there. as well, but this doesn't actually look much difference on screen, but this one is a little bit more transparent in the light when I hold it up. Anyway, it's turned out nice. So there's your blended one. So you can see there's parts of it, it's got red in it and orange and a mixed. They're all blended in nicely together though, and give it a nice appearance. And these are the ones that are more defined. So you've got your colours in two different halves, they're not blended in. That's nice as well. So you've got your orange glitter colour on top, use glitter, and the bottom we didn't use any glitter, so you've got the green, and you've even got your clear definition there. So that's how you would do two colours in your mould. Without having to go back later and do them at the same time, you need to make sure you either leave it until a good 20 to 30 minutes, or you can use a heat gun to make it hotter, and that'll make it thicker, and then you put it into your mould. So there was a difference. Blended two colours and not blended. So we'll just open these other ones, open them, demould them. So while we're at it, so we've got an A. That was your two different colours separate. And these are actually all really nice summery colours now, so I've got some nice bright colours to add to my keychain mix. You'll be pretty on it. And I've got a nice summery one there as well. Let's see. Yep. Is that way? Oh, there we go. And there's your C. So we'll do one of each. Two different, one gold and maybe one silver. And I'll go around and finish the rest at a later date. Or maybe we'll do the B actually, that's quite cute. Right, so we're set up here to make our keychains. So first of all, I'll tell you what I've got. So this is my little, it's not actually a Dremel. The Dremel's a bit more expensive. This one's Hardell, but it does the same job. Just got your different power settings there, and it's got a little light as well that comes on. It helps you see what you're doing. So that's what we use. We've got a pair of curved nose pliers. Helps you grip your little jump rings and eye pins and things. And we've got a pair of straight nose pliers. So these are just little craft pliers. They're not like normal sized ones. They're just mini ones because I've got very small hands. So you can see they just fit nicely in my hands. So they are small. So we have the keychain part for each one. So I've chosen gold to go with the orange and pink, rose red colour, and an orange tassel, and we've got a little jump ring here that's going to attach the tassel. And we've already got our eye pin in all of these, which you need a little eye pin. This is what you will be screwing into your keychain, resin letter, sorry, right there. So they're all actually attached. So I'm just going to leave them like that. So I'm choosing silver for this one, B, and we've got a silver jump ring, and we've went for a little blue one with a little blue top. And for the gold, I've just went the M. I've just went for gold and a gold jump ring and a gold top with a green tassel. So I wouldn't normally drill where I make resin because of the the residue and the dust and things, because you don't want that getting into anything, your projects you're making. But I don't have anything sitting around just now that's curing, so I'll just do, and it's just like a 2-minute job when you're drilling. So if you're new to using resin, and just to keep you right, you can always start off. I just do it through my eye, but I do wear glasses when I do this. I just judge where to drill, where I'm wanting the keychain to sit. So it'll be round about, like, probably about here and in the middle. But to make it easier for yourself, you could do a dot, and you could just go for the dot. So we'll do that with one of them. We'll do a little dot where you want your keychain to sit, which would be right in the middle. Mark it. Right, it's a very, yeah, I can see it. So it's got a little dot. So we'll go with that one, and I know I'll be fine doing the other ones. So a little bit tricky, because if you go too far down, then your eye pin's just going to spin. If you go too shallow, it's not going to, it might break your eye pin pushing it in if you're forcing it. You will probably break a few eye pins, and they'll be stuck in you later while you're learning to do it, and it's not the end of the world. It is annoying, because when that happens, your lighter's wasted, because when the top of the eye pin breaks, the screw part's left inside it, and you can't get it back out. So, and it just, like, you can't hide it or anything. So you could just use that as a practice one. But it has taken quite a while for myself to manage to make these without having any casualties. So let's just get the drill on first of all. Line it up. Take your hands and line it up with a little hole. And I take it out just so I can see how far. And you can check that by turning it to the back. And sometimes you can see the little, you can't really see it with this one, but sometimes you can see how far it's went in at the back. So I'll put it in again. I feel as if I didn't go in very far, right? That'll be enough. So just basically to switch this off. It'll show up here. It's like a little white tunnel, and then that'll give you an idea how far you've went down. Very faint anyway. That's one done. Hopefully that one will be fine. I'm just going to drill them all now, and then we shall put hopefully the eye pin will go in without breaking. Well, I don't have a dot in these ones. Oh. So the clear one was really easy, actually. That's an easy example to show you of the little tunnel that I was talking about, and it'll give you an idea how far you should be going down once you get the hang of it. So that's where the screw has went, the hole has been made, and there's your little tunnel that goes down there, like white, but we'll be able to disguise that a bit, and I'll show you how we do that. It's inside it once we put an eye pin in. Right, last one. Let's go for M. I'm going for here, somewhere. Sometimes it skates about until you actually just get it going in. That should be enough for that one. So just check the back of it. In fact, I wouldn't see the back of it with this one, because this is the one that's opaque. So a wee bit more, right, that should do it. Now that's all the drilling over with. I'm just going to quickly clean up my area, get rid of all this dust, and then we shall attach all the little pieces. I might be doing some resin later today if I do any. Right, let's line our things up again. So E was gold. Who's over that side? Doesn't matter. These are both gold. The one was blue. The silver one, where was that one? and that goes there. We need a jump ring. Right, sorted. So now we try the eye pin. Attach them. Okay, just checking everything's still recording. There we are. Right. So what I do is I use glue, tiny bit of glue, and this one. I just put a little bit of glue on the end of the little screw. My go-to is this one here, B7000. I use it for everything. It is amazing. It's the best glue ever. I used it when I made jewellery. I use it for just everything basically. And I obviously use it for my keychains. Any craft related project, this is the one you want to use. So you get it, and you're just, first thing you're doing is you can do it behind it first. Just twisting it in. There's your little eye pin there. So it's sitting out there now. So I can do it behind until it starts getting a little bit harder. So I'm just screwing it in. I mean, you would normally do this without this hanging there, but because it came attached, I'm just leaving it on it. But if you're making this for the first time, you want to do this probably without that. That's just going to get in your way. Just do it with the eye pin in it, so you know what you're doing first. But it's starting to get a wee bit harder now to turn, which is a good sign. But you don't want it to get too hard to turn, so either. So I'm just going to use my little straight nose pliers just now to do the job. And this is the part where you've got to be careful. You obviously want your whole eye pin to meet the letter. You don't want any of the screw part to be seen. But the more you turn that, the more risk you have of it breaking. The harder it gets to turn it. So when you get to a nice bit, when it's not like at an angle, when it's nice and straight, and it feels firm enough, it's a good idea to leave it, because you're in danger of snapping the head off it, and then the screw will be left inside. I'm just going to, you can test it by hand as well. If it feels nice and steady, you can just leave it. And that one, yep, that one feels good. I don't need to turn that again. And you've also got the glue, remember, inside, so that's going to bond. I'm just looking at that. It's actually sitting at a wee slight angle, if you look at it that way. And I don't like that. So I want it to be straight. I want it to be straight, aligned with the letter. So I'm actually just going to turn it one more time. And when you get to this bit, I would just turn it really slowly. Don't make it a quick movement. Do wee baby bits at a time, baby steps. Nice and slow. Good. I have lost count of the amount of letters I have lost doing this part, which is so maddening when you've spent the time making the letter, and yep, and the resin you've used. Obviously, it's not a great amount of resin, but still counts. That's one done. We'll do all the stages first, and then we'll attach the eye pin. So let's do a letter B. So this is what I was talking about when you're doing transparent letters. So the glue actually takes away this, because it's the warm, this is drying up already. Right. Because it's so warm. There we go. You don't want to completely saturate that, or it's going to go all over your later. Just enough. I probably put a bit too much on there, but just set that there. Need it. So yeah, so there's a white bit there, a little tunnel. Let's see if we can get that go away any. It should do with the glue, if you've got your glue on it. I mean, you are going to see this screw. There's no doubt about it when it's transparent. Obviously, you're going to see the screw, but the white bit should be just disappear by then. Oops. And we're just doing what we did before, putting a little eye pin in, and this one's skating out of it because I've put too much glue over. And oh, so I think I'm going to take the last one. I'm going to take the chain off it so you've got a better view of the hook, because it does get it's getting in the way a bit. I've just been lazy with not taking it off. Makes it a wee bit harder having it on. So for now, we'll do it one more turn and we might just leave it. Squeeze all the screw in, so all the screws in. And if we put it that way, we can see it's nice and straight. Oh, well, actually, wait with it. So, straight now. So, let's look at the back of it. So, instead of the white, you can see your little screw now. And last but not least, I'm just doing a bit of sniffling. I've got a bit of a cold, I think. Either that or hay fever. Whoops, whoops, that's too much glue there. Let's just wipe this and this down upon it. And let's just pop the little lid back on this one. I have to make clean it first because it's all dried out. Right, so there's a little hole. Put my little screw in and hold it like this. And just the keychain out the way, but I would recommend doing it without the keychain on it. If you buy some, I bought all these from Amazon. Most of my things I have is from Amazon. In fact, I think these are a great wee value pack. I can't remember exactly, but they came, I think it was maybe 50 silver and 50 gold. Am I talking rubbish? I can't remember. But I think they were about a tenner for it, 50 each. Which is really good. Or it was maybe a tenner for 100 of each colour. But it's really good. Good value. And they come with the eye pins as well, so you don't need to get them separately. So there's a solid one. You can actually see through that just slightly. Anyway, fine. So they've all got their little eye pins in now. And that glue will bond to make it even stronger. So now let's just put our little tassels on. After this end, since we're here. So you dip it with your, if you don't have curved nose pliers, if it's just two straight sets, it's fine. You can do it with that, you can do it with any pliers, but I just like to use these ones. I just find them easier to hold. So get your little tassel, and when you pop this on, just at the first link, at the front of the first link of your keychain. So that's where I usually put them. And just like that, dangle, and you're going to close your jump ring, line it back up again. If it open, close. Tidy that up a wee bit in a minute. Okay, let's get these added to our little spinner. going to be looking really super colourful now. We really needed some nice pastel colours to break up a bit, so there's our Egan on. Yeah, you can see okay because I've just switched the ring light off because it's so bright. In fact, I'll see if it's any better with it on. Maybe. There we go. Right. Okay, and we're going for letter B now. And B. There we go. Put our new little one on we made. Super cute. And we are looking for the M's, which are down here. It would be side the ends, and we're popping on our green one. So it's looking really nice, and this will be coming along to my next market, which will be in September. And we've still got these little ones to put the little eye pins in. But I offer custom orders for these keychains on my website and on my Shopify, on my Etsy and my Shopify. If you wanted to order one, so you can obviously order your colour, 1 tone, 2 tone, what you would like in it, a gold or silver keychain, and it's free UK delivery as with all my orders. So yeah, us. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And these are all looking super sparkly. I could just sit and do this all day, but I can't. I've got stuff to do. Right guys, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a big thumbs up and a like, and if you would like to see more videos like this, you can consider subscribing. So that's it for today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.